Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Mother-in-Law Suite. Please forgive me, I didn't upload on Saturday, but I am uploading today, Monday, at least, unless I can't edit it in time. It might come up on Tuesday, but I I've been working on some stuff, some projects, and that has been taking up some of my time and some of the time in which I would usually record. Um, I was working on those, and you guys will see that eventually, hopefully soon. I mentioned a little bit, maybe teased a little bit last episode of what's to come, but I'm not gonna really talk on it too much more. But it's gonna big moves are coming. We making plays, you know. So the king is in check, as one would say. So things are going, things are moving. It's been a while since I did like a gym update. I've been I was going to the gym, and ever since I got my wisdom teeth out I wasn't able to go for a while, but I ended up going today. I went a few times last week, twice I think, not very much, and I did a few at home workouts, just some like sit-ups and work like push-ups, and I have like a 40-pound weight that I was doing um like hourglass squats with. And I ended up going today for the first time this week. I'm trying to go at least 3 to 4 times this week. I think that's the goal. If I don't make it in though, I'm gonna do like at home workouts, like I was saying I did. But since I got my wisdom teeth out, bro, the that liquid diet was killer. I just couldn't eat, and then after I like was able to eat, and my like jaw stopped hurting, and I could actually put pressure on my teeth and everything, and I could close my teeth. Like, I didn't have an appetite because for a week straight I was on like a liquid diet only. It was awful. It was horrible, actually. I would like wake up, I would make like these peanut butter Nutella and like yogurt with banana shakes, like smoothies, and that was like the only good part about the day. The rest was like soups, and I'm not like a soup eater. I would eat like beef soup, or like cream of mushroom, or cream of chicken and mushroom, or like it was like this cheddar soup that I would eat. It was just it wasn't fun. And I don't like tomatoes that much, but I forced myself to eat tomato soup because I needed something different. It was bad, but whenever it was finally time for me to start eating, like I just had no appetite, and I still like my appetite's still pretty rough right now. Like I'll eat like a burger, and like like a single burger, like a cheeseburger made at home or something, and like I am full for like hours after that. And I like, I'm not a small dude. I used to be able to like eat two of those things, maybe three, but I went today and I stepped on the scale and I was like down 11 pounds from 2 weeks ago, 2 to 3 weeks ago. I lost like 11 pounds, that much, just from like how little I've been eating. Which is alarming, I guess, but I just, it is what it is, I guess. I'm eating now. I'm eating better than I have been. But still only like 2 times a day, I guess. I don't know. My appetite's gone. But that's that, I guess. But you know how it is. Um, Star Citizen is taking up a lot of my life right now. I've been playing that game every day. I think I said that last podcast too, and nothing's changed. I am still playing that game. It is actually, I'm having a ton of fun. Um, I can actually, there's a little story that happened, a little narrative that happened the other day, which is really cool. I had a ton of fun playing. So on the planet, or on like mining outposts, it's called an armistice zone, or anywhere you can like land your ship. It's an armistice zone, which means you can't shoot your weapons or you can't pull them out or anything like that. Um, so whenever you land at a mining outpost to purchase minerals or materials, and then like to cargo haul it, you purchase that, you load your ship up with it, and then you fly your ship somewhere else with the materials on it and sell it somewhere, for a higher price, somewhere that maybe not have or may not have access to those materials specifically or something. But anyways, you buy it and then you find somewhere to sell it at a higher price. just like trading. And since it's in an armistice zone, people will sneak onto your ship and hold your ship hostage. You'll sit there, and they'll sit there on your ship, and then be like, transfer me funds, or I'm not getting off. Like, give me money, or I'm not getting off your ship. So then you give them money, and of course they aren't going to get off your ship. So you sit there, and they're like, okay, give me more. And then you're like, no, I gave you like as much as I would have made from this run. No, like, I'm not giving you more. Um, anyways, I purchased stuff. I purchased some materials, and my elevator was, I like came back to my ship. There was a dude waiting on the landing pad, right? And I get to my ship, and I'm standing on the elevator. Or I raised the elevator before I went in, but I come back and I open the elevator, and this dude's like running towards me. I'm like, please, dear God. And this elevator takes forever. And it takes forever after it comes down for it to go back up. So it comes down, I step on, and by this time the guy's like right there. I press the retract, or I like go to press the retract button, but he's already on the elevator. So I stand in front of the button so he can't press it. And I'm looking at this guy. He's like, I'm like talking to him. I'm like, listen, man. I'm like, I will give you 2,000 UEC right now to get off this ship, which is nothing. This guy he doesn't have a ship. He doesn't know how much money I'm gonna make off this run. So I'm like, I'll give you 5,000 UEC to get off the ship. I'll give you 200, or not 200, but I'll give you 2,500 right now, and I'll give you 2,500 after you get off. He says, no, 5K. I'm like, no, 25 now, and then 25 after. And then I sent him 25 to get off. He's like, well, how do I know you're gonna send the second part? And I say, because I gave you the first. And then he says, okay. And he looks at me. He's like, I don't know. I'm like, get off my ship. He says, fine. And he gets off. And then he says, like, he says in voice, like, where's my other 2,500? And I look at him. And I close the elevator, and I get back in my ship. And I'm like, I ain't giving you 2,500. What do you mean? You were trying to hold my ship hostage, and I shouldn't have got off, loser. So the guy was, I kind of out pirated the pirate, which was kind of funny. So that happened, but at the same time, my friend was landing there too to spawn like a rover to put it in his truck, or to put it in his truck, to put it in his Carrack, which is a massive cargo hauling ship, and it's like a troop transport. Thing's huge. Um, and the same kind of thing happened to him, but instead, like, he didn't close his ramp, so the person got on his ship and actually got in his rover and blew himself and my friend up by running him and the rover into like the pirate's ship, which is weird. So the pirate got on my friend's ship, got in my friend's rover, ran my friend over in his rover, and then rammed his own ship. The pirate rammed his own ship. But then there was two pirates there, so the other one snuck on my friend's ship, and I think he ended up killing. It was, no, since he got run over, he, like, my friend was like at Everest Harbor, which is like a station where he spawns. So I'm going back to sell my load because nobody's on my ship. I'm trying to get out of there because I don't want these guys to blow me up. Um, so I get on my ship. I fly it back. He spawns up at Everest Harbor. He get, or spawns at Lorville. I mean, my bad. It's like on Hurston. He spawns in Lorville, this massive city, right? And that's where I'm headed to anyway. So I get there, store my ship. I don't even sell the cargo yet. That's just gonna wait on my ship until I'm ready. Um, and he gets in his, like, one of his like small kind of drop ships, or not. It's not necessarily a drop ship, but it's like a multi-role. It's called a Cutlass Black. It's like a it's pretty expendable. You are not expendable, but like it's like a jack of all trades. You can do kind of whatever you want in that ship. It has like cargo space, so you can do cargo. It has like turrets and stuff, so you can like do like bounty hunting. It has like doors. It's like pretty maneuverable and fast, so you can do like bunker or ground missions with it. It's pretty cool. Um, Anyways, he gets in that, and because that guy's still in the armistice zone with my friend's Carrack. Mind you, my friend also has cargo on that ship. He like bought cargo, so there's 400k, 400 UE, or 400,000 UEC of cargo on that ship. Borderline 500,000. And this guy is not leaving the armistice zone because if he knows if he leaves, they're like gonna blow him up or something, right? So we have another friend there watching the Carrack, making sure he doesn't leave the armistice zone, right? Um, the guy, the friend that was watching it, he was in a Retaliator, which is a bombing ship. It has like size 9 missiles. These missiles are the size of a ship itself. The missiles are huge. One hit and you're done. Like no matter what ship you're in the game, one hit from one of those, you're done. You're blown up. The ship's gone. Um, so he's kind of staring him down, and by this point, we've already loaded up. My friend, we already loaded up on my friend's Cutlass Black, and we're flying in. So what happens is I get into the pilot seat. He's on like one of the doors because there's like side doors to this thing you can jump out of. As my friend, as the guy in the Retaliator, our other friend, is like kind of keeping this guy on the ground, like in his nose, like he's like kind of like in front of him, kind of backed him down into a corner on the planet. So the Carrack's landed, but you can't get in via the ramp or anything. So I fly in from above with the Cutlass, and I land real quick on the side of the ship, and my friend jumps out onto the landing bay because the Carrack's so big. It has its own like hangar for like a personal Pisces. It's like a small ship storage on the top, so it has its own gravity well. So my friend jumps out of the Cutlass onto the top of the ship so he can kind of get in. There's an entrance on the top of the ship, on the roof of the ship near the hangar. As he does that, I land the ship to the side and I run in the front. I get into the ramp before the guy takes off the ground, right? So my friend's coming in from the top. I landed the ship, the Cutlass, and is coming in from the bottom. This ship has like 4 stories, right? So I run to the back elevator, the main elevator. It's like in the center of the ship, and it actually comes up to where the hangar is. And whenever it comes up, there's a little viewport or it's not the hangar. It goes up to the cartography deck, right? So it's like for mapping stars and everything. You go up to that deck, and that's where like the doors to the exit to the top of the ship are. There's like a little area up on the top of the ship, like that you can actually walk around on. And because it has like its own gravity generator on the outside up top there, and you can actually go up, and when you go up in that elevator, there's like a window, and it shows out to the top of the ship, out through the front of the just the front of the ship. It's this massive like window, and I come up, I'm looking through that window, and I can see this guy that stole the ship, the pirate. He has a gun pointed at my friend through the window leading outside. So there's 2 windows, one from the elevator into this small room, like an airlock, and then there's another window in that airlock leading to the outside, to the front of the ship. So I get out of the elevator. He didn't hear me or didn't see me. I get out of the elevator really quick before he turns around, and I go down this side hallway. As I'm coming down this side hallway, there's the door that leads into the airlock. My friend says, "Bro, he turned around. He turned around. He's not looking at me, but he's looking back at the elevator where I came up from. He saw the elevator is there now. He's like, "Wait a minute. What's going on?" And at that moment, I open the door and I lay into this guy with my P4AR. It's like this like automatic rifle. I lay into this dude and knock him dead. Knock him dead. And we got that ship with all that like 500K worth of cargo. We secured it back. We took it back and we sold it. It was sick. Like, that game has so many different like that's not scripted. That was a player interaction. That dude like kind of took over our ship, and we had to like bring it back because the dude flew so far away from the armistice zone that I was actually able to like shoot it. So it was really neat. I had a like that was one of the coolest moments and most atmospheric moments I've had in that game, and I wish I recorded it or something, but like my friend was still on the front of the ship, and he said he could see everything through the window. It was sick. It was so cool. But that's one of the few things that's been happening in there. Like I upgraded my main ship to this. It's a ship called the Starfarer, which is a fuel to fuel refueling. So like if somebody runs out of like fuel mid quantum jump, or is like needs hydrogen and they can't move, or hydrogen fuel and they can't move anywhere, and they can't get back to a station or anything, they would ask in chat, say, "Hey, I need some help. Like I need some fuel or something." So what I would do is I'd jump to them and I'd refuel them up, and they'd pay me at obviously a higher price than what I bought the fuel at to sell. And you can like auto set it so it would be like um 10% higher, or you can do like custom numbers, so you can make it like 30% higher, 50% higher, 100% higher prices than what it was before. So like if there's like, so like let's say there's a ship meet where a bunch of people are meeting on this one part or in this one moon or planet or something, and we're all just kind of hanging out. If like someone's flying a big ship there, sometimes you run out of fuel in those things pretty quick because it's a big engine, big thrusters, and sometimes they don't have the biggest tanks, or they have massive tanks but they just burn fuel quick. So if you go to one of those like events or like player events or whatever, you can kind of sell your fuel at a higher price because people are probably going to need some. um but I've been finding out with this most recent update, they made the hunger and thirst happen a bit quicker. So I've been kind of like not necessarily role playing in chat, but advertising in chat that I'm like a mobile gas station, like a mobile Circle K or something, and like I'm like, hey man, if anybody needs gas, hit me up. You get a free beverage and food item on purchase, right? So they can, because like it takes a while to like buy those kinds of things like the food and the drinks or sustenance in general, because you have to like land at a station, go inside, find a cafe, buy the food, eat the food, buy a drink, eat the or drink the drink, and then you have to like buy extras and store them or something. But a lot of people don't buy extras. So if you take so what I would do is like I'd take my multi-tool, I'd drop the like food or something, and then I'd pick it up with the multi-tool, and I can like extend it out, which is like a tractor beam. I can extend it out towards their ship as they're refueling, and they can like pick it up, like they can open up the door and pick it up. It's just really cool. There's like so many different like ways that you can like make interactions really neat in that game. It's, I've been having a ton of fun with it. But that that's I'll probably stop talking about Star Citizen now. There's only probably a select few of you that even care about that game in general, but that game's so much fun. I love it. Um, I did start watching the show. Well, before I start talking about the show, I started watching. I finished a show. I finished an anime called March Comes In Like a Lion. Now, the show is not caught up to the to I guess the manga. So there's like 15 volumes in the manga, and I think the show only got up to like volume like 7 or something, maybe a little less than that. And so it kind of ends on like this like cliffhanger. So now I think I'm going to have to read my first manga, and I'm just going to pick it off to where the anime left off. And I I don't know how I feel about it. I'm excited and yet nervous, because if I like it, then that's gonna be a lot of time. That's gonna take up a lot of my time, and it's something. But March Comes In Like a Lion is about a shogi player, a professional shogi player who became I think a rank C1 when he was in middle school. Like he became a professional player and got rated like in middle school, like at like the age of like 14 or something. And in the show, he's like, you see him between the ages of 17 and 18, and it shows him going to high school but also working as a full-time shogi player. So he's going to these tournaments and having to like um study as well for school and stuff. And it shows like the strain it has on him, but like it goes into much greater detail with the fact of like past childhood trauma, and he was like kind of like taken in by like an uncle figure. He wasn't actually his uncle, but he was like a like his dad's best friend, and his dad's best friend adopted him because his dad kind of died when he was young. His parents, both of his parents, died when he was young. So the guy who adopted him was a professional shogi player, and during that time, like his dad also, like his real father, actually played shogi a lot with his best friend too. So he was kind of always around them playing shogi, so he always had an interest in it, and he was pretty good at it too from the get-go. But then whenever his dad died, his best friend was like, hey man, like come live with us, and we can we'll help you out, and so he adopts him, and he kind of has this hard past, but after a while, like the kids, he becomes ends up being like a shogi prodigy. Now, if you don't know what shogi is, it's like it's Japanese chess. It's a bit more flushed out, and it has a bit more it has more pieces and more rules. Um, which is kind of it's a neat concept. It's hard to play though, really hard to get into. Anyways, the guy, his adopted father, his actual children were like studying to become shogi players too. But whenever he invited Rei or Kirima or whatever you want to call him, into the family, like adopted him, like he just immediately outshone both of them in the world of shogi. Like he just beat them. Like he was just better than them, and it became this toxic household because the kids like didn't know what to do. They felt like ghosts in their own home, kind of thing. They or strangers in their own home because they like that was their I guess legacy or something. But he kind of stole it from them. So it kind of made them bitter, and it was like really hard for him to accept that Ray. So he ended up moving out on his own. And during that time, while he was alone, there was like one time I think he went out with some friends or something because like after a tournament, and they forced him to get like really drunk, and the guy like couldn't get home, and the hostess at the bar like helped him out. She like took him home and like cleaned him up, and I think she was like 22 at the time, and I think at the time he was like 17 or something. But she takes him home, cleans him up and everything, and she has a family of her own, but two sisters because her parents are dead. So there's like a relation kind of there, like correlation, I guess, between these two characters, like similar paths and stuff. And it shows the like the process of this guy learning to open back up to a family and open up to people, like helping him out and accepting help, even though he's kind of been on his own in his mind for a long time. And it shows like all the hardships of him like losing matches and not being able to deal with loss because he's won kind of every match up to this point, because he's starting to move up. He like moved up from like rank C3 to like C2 to C1, and now he's like at like B1 or something, and it's like getting to the point to where like you have to like he has a bunch of these matches, like rank deciding matches coming up. And if he, like when he loses one, it's like it takes a toll on him, and he like kind of gets distanced, and then he kind of realizes like they don't want him to distance himself because he feels like he's a burden sometimes. So it's this really interesting like concept to see this like guy who's used to winning all the time, like in shogi, struggle with like other things, because you'd think he's like this like perfect dude, but he's not. It's pretty cool. It's a really interesting show. I haven't really seen one like it. um so I would suggest that if you guys are into the animes or like movies or shows or anything like that. Before I get off the topic of anime, there's another show that I wanted to mention that I'm watching too, but it's not an anime. But before I get off of anime, there's some other shows that I wanted to talk about too. There's a show called Spy Family that just came out recently, and that's pretty good. I thought there's like 5 episodes out as of recording. It's pretty interesting. It's like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but like there's a kid that's a telepath. So like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. If I it's been a long time since I've seen the movie, but if I remember correctly, like um they're they're both spies, and they neither of them know that they're spies, and they kind of keep it secret from each other, right? That's the concept of the movie. Um, in the show, this guy needs to like make a family to do this mission. Like he has to have a daughter and a wife, but like the daughter is a telepath. Like she's telepathic, so she can read minds. So she knows he's a spy, and then the mother he finds is an assassin. But he doesn't know she's an assassin, and she doesn't know that he's a spy. But the daughter knows everything, but they don't know that the daughter's a telepath. So it's this weird little like like triangle of just like who knows what and why they know, and like them not telling, and this these weird secrets, but they're all just so oblivious that they can't figure it out. It's really cool. It's a pretty funny show. I've watched a few episodes, and or I've watched all five, and they're really good. And it's I that one's a good suggestion too. That's a pretty strong one. There's another one called A Haran San. If you've ever seen Comey Can't Communicate, it's like a slice of life. It's a comedy kind of like whatever. It's okay. It's pretty good. It's an interesting one though. It's that one's like very anime. That one's so, but the only other one that I need to say anything about is Kaguya-sama. I Love is War. That's the new season. That show's like my favorite show in the world. Like or favorite anime, I think, like of all time almost. And there's a new season out, and I haven't watched it yet. And there's a few episodes out. I'm kind of waiting for like enough to come out to where I can binge a lot of them, because I don't know if I can handle watching that show weekly. Because after I start watching that first episode, I know I'm gonna be hooked, and I know I'm gonna like have this like hole in my chest until the next episode the next week comes out. So I'm waiting on that one. But um the other show I've been wanting to mention is called Severance. Now, Severance is an Apple TV exclusive. It has like a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. This show is pretty good. It's actually directed by Ben Stiller. Um, Pretty cool, pretty interesting, right? Um, the show is about this um what do you call it? This building, or this company that has a department called the Severed Department, right? And it's called Lumen. Lumen is the name of the company. And in this Severed Department, to work there, you have to um confirm and like accept and like um how would you say um I guess give permission to go through with the procedure that severs your memories from your work life to your home life. So whenever you go there for the first time, they do you sign up, they do all the paperwork and everything, and then they put this little chip in your brain, right? So whenever you walk through a specific part of the building, you won't remember anything that happened outside of that building, outside of that life, basically. So you are basically being reborn. It's weird. It's a weird concept. So whenever you first get the implant done, you wake up, they wake up on this table, and they're like, who am I? What am I? Where am I? What is my name? Who, like, what is going on? You know, why am I here? Who are you? They have all these questions because they have no clue what's happening, because they have no past memory of any experience they've ever had. They don't know their parents. They don't know what vehicle they drive. They don't know anything. They don't know anything about themselves. They don't know if they're a kind person, if they're a druggie, if they're like a prisoner or something. They don't know anything about themselves while they're at work, and it's the vice versa for them outside of work. Whenever they're outside of work, they have no clue what's happening inside that building. They don't know anybody there. They don't know where they go. They don't know what happens. Sometimes they might like leave with a scar or something, and they mess it, and they like so they don't know how they got the scar, but the company will lie to them and be like, yeah, you like tripped on like some sheets of paper, or like or you slipped and hit your head on a filing cabinet or something. So sorry, but here's compensation for your for good recovery or something. I don't know. Um, so it's a really neat concept of like a job, because you're having all these actors essentially play two different people, and it's in like if they participate in the severance procedure, they are essentially creating a second version of themselves, which is essentially a slave. Because let's say the person inside wants to quit, right? Um, they can't quit, because if they feel that way, there's no way to tell them on the outside that they do want to quit. So the person on the outside, they leave their work, they come out, they just get in their car, drive home, and they just know they have to come back the next day. You know, and so it's like literally like they the way it works is like it happens in the elevator. So for the home version of the person, right? They see the elevate they go into the elevator, the doors open or the doors close and then they immediately open again and they're leaving. And it's the vice versa on the inside. So the doors are closing and then they open again and they're coming back into work. So they're like leaving work, get in the elevator, the doors close, they come back in, and then they are like literally, or the doors open back up, and like it's the workplace again. So they never leave the work job. Um, so that person could literally be having the worst experience of their life, but they don't know because they can't communicate it to the other person. So the other person just keeps coming back to work because they don't know they want to quit, which it's this weird show. And it has so many like weird little plots and side themes and um um like twists and turns. I think it's like a 9 episode series, like for at least for season 1, and I don't know if there's going to be a season 2 or not. I haven't finished it yet. But it's very good. It's very cool, very neat. It is it's a thriller. It's a mind boggler. It confuses me, and it's really neat. It's really cool. So definitely check that out if that sounds interesting to you. So please please watch it for your own sake. Um but yeah, no. I think that's about it. I don't know if I have much more to touch on. I haven't really been playing much of anything else. Um I like I said, I have some stuff coming up that is to be anticipated, things I mentioned in the last episode. If you don't know it, I guess you're gonna have to go back and listen to the episode and figure it out. Figure out what I'm talking about. Um but that you just have some stuff to look forward to coming up. Um we will we will see what's going on. We will figure it all out here soon. I think I will have more for you. Hopefully next week I'll have some more stuff to talk about that I think would be really cool to know and to speak on and such. So that's gonna be pretty neat. But before we leave, I'm gonna go over the Spotify with you. Um so there's a band that I've been listening to for a while now, for a long time actually. I come back here every now and again. It's called Star Systems. It's a single guy, I think, like a just one dude in ours. A Yeah, Star System is an instrumental progressive rock fusion project by Scottish guitarist and producer Joseph Stevenson. It started it in 2013, and he's been playing ever since. Um, it's very spacey, space themed kind of progressive instrumental. It's pretty cool, very neat. Very good to play, like listen to while playing Star Citizen. Ooh, ooh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Um, play to play like a space sim game, like Elite Dangerous or um like any sort of or Star Citizen or any sort of space sim or anything like that. So it's pretty neat. It's pretty cool. Um, definitely check that out. I feel like there was another band that I was listening to recently. Um, doo-doo-doo. Oh, there's a band called White X really cool. Um, definitely check them out. It's like I think they're like a gent style. I don't know if I've ever brought up Sithuaye, Sithuaye. Um, he's an Irish guitarist. He lives in Ireland. I've seen him Actually, his first ever headlining tour and his first ever headlining show was in Florida, and I was able to go out there and check it out. It was really cool. I got like an autograph from him. Very neat, very cool. Also, instrumental progressive metal, but he has like a few interesting albums. Like there's one for like Set Course. There's Set Course for Andromeda. Sorry if you can hear that. My cat's coming back here. Um, he has Set Course for Andromeda, and he has this EP called Senpai, and he makes like anime styled instrumental metal music. And there's another one called, I think it's like Senpai 2. Yeah, Senpai EP2, The Noticing, and he has a song on there called Anime as Leaders, The Woven Weave, and that's a jab at animals as leaders and their song, The Woven Web. And both of those songs are really good, by the way, and he does a really good job imitating their style, and I think it's really funny and really cool, and you should definitely check it out. Um, but I think that's gonna be it. I think that's gonna wrap it up. I know I said I was gonna have a guest this week, but like I said, I've been spending a lot of time uh with some people working on some projects. So I think we're gonna have some guests coming up soon. So I'm not gonna promise nothing much right now because things might be subject to change, but there are hopes for the future, in the soon future, the near future, as one would say. So please look forward to that. But all right, I think that might be it. So what are you doing still standing around here? Get out of here. This is my house. I don't want you here no more. Get out of here. The doors are closing. I'm kicking you out. The lights are turning off. We are done. We are over. Why are you still here? Get out of here. And you think I left, didn't you? You thought I was gone. I'm not leaving. I'm waiting for you to leave. Now get out of here. Goodbye. Adios. Au revoir. Avidasen. I don't. However longer it can go. Sayonara, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Goodbye.